People with good karma often face 9 great challenges before receiving blessings. Welcome back, everyone, to Mind Podcast. Dear friend, have you ever wondered why, despite living kindly, never harming anyone, and even helping others, your life still feels turbulent and unsteady? Have there been moments when you looked up at the sky and sighed, is there really a heaven? If so, why do good people suffer? You are not alone. Many people with compassionate hearts ask themselves the same question. They have lived a life of kindness, free of resentment or enmity, yet they face misunderstandings, betrayals, losses, and moments when they feel they have nothing left. And so, they begin to doubt, is being a good person a curse? Is karma even real? But dear friend, those with good karma often endure great challenges before being granted blessings. Great blessings are never given easily, and only those with pure hearts are chosen to walk the difficult path, the path meant for resilient souls. If you are going through unsteady times, feeling that life is unfair, you may be on the journey of someone with good karma. Today, I will share with you the 9 challenges that people like you often face before the light of blessings truly arrives. If you are weary, please listen until the end. Perhaps you are just one step away from the life you deserve. Challenge 1. Being misunderstood and wronged without the ability to defend yourself. One of the first and most painful challenges for those with good karma is being misunderstood. You live sincerely, without ulterior motives, never harming anyone, and even helping others without expecting anything in return. Yet, time and again, you are blamed, slandered, or doubted. You do the right thing, but people think you're pretending. You help someone quietly, only to hear gossip behind your back. Sometimes, you choose silence to avoid conflict, but others assume you're guilty. Each time this happens, you feel disheartened, as though you're being treated unfairly despite doing no wrong. The truth is, people with pure hearts are often not skilled at defending themselves. They choose patience and inner peace over arguing about right and wrong. But this makes them the easiest targets for misunderstanding. This is a great challenge, a test of steadfastness in the face of public opinion, of resilience when no one stands by your side. The Buddha taught, to be wronged yet not harbor resentment is to repay old karma. But if you are wronged and give rise to anger, new karma is created. So, if you are being misunderstood or misjudged, do not be quick to despair. You are not wrong. You are simply walking a path where the light is not yet bright enough for others to see your heart clearly. Let time provide the answers. Let karma take its course. Those who live true to their hearts do not need to explain themselves to the world. Continue to live kindly, keep your heart pure, and one day, what you have given will return to you. The silent endurance you bear will transform into light, illuminating the path to blessings ahead. Challenge 2. Loneliness and faith, feeling different from the world. There is a quiet loneliness, unnoticed by others, that seeps into your thoughts. It's the feeling of believing in what is right, living kindly and sincerely, and avoiding worldly competition, only to find yourself out of place among those around you. People with good karma often choose to live by inner values rather than chasing external appearances. They believe in karma, compassion, and helping others without expecting reward. But because of this, they often become different in the eyes of society. While others fight, they remain patient. While others react, they stay silent. While others seek gain, they choose what is right. And so, they often feel isolated in their own beliefs. Sometimes, you try to live kindly, but others call you naive. You uphold principles, and they call you old-fashioned. You refuse to do wrong, and they label you weak. You begin to wonder, is living virtuously wrong, or am I just too different? The truth is, you are not wrong. You are walking a path that few have the courage to take. Light is always rarer than darkness, so those who carry light in their hearts must learn to walk alone. The Buddha taught, the path to liberation is not for the masses, and those who see the truth must accept loneliness as part of their practice. If you feel out of place, know that you are not truly alone. You are simply ahead of others, and one day, you will meet those like you, people who carry the same light, who believe in goodness. And then, you will no longer feel lonely. Challenge 3. Continuous loss, seeming like misfortune, but actually cleansing karma. There are periods in life when everything seems to slip through your fingers, losing money, health, a job, loved ones, or even faith in life itself. You strive to live rightly and kindly. So why do you face constant loss? This question echoes in your mind, leaving you exhausted and confused. But for those with good karma, this is a common and significant challenge, the challenge of cleansing karma. Each loss is an opportunity to resolve old karma. What you may have unintentionally caused in the past returns as a loss, allowing you to move forward with a lighter burden. Without understanding this, you may blame heaven, the Buddha, or even doubt karma. But if you are mindful, you will see that what you lose may be what's holding you back. When a toxic relationship leaves your life, it is liberation. When a large sum of money vanishes unexpectedly, it may be a way for heavy karma to be transformed into something lighter. Great blessings do not come when you are still weighed down by past karma. Just as a garden cannot bloom until the weeds are cleared. The Buddha taught, life is impermanent, there is gain and loss, coming together and parting. What matters is not clinging to external things, for what is lost is merely form. If your heart remains kind and free of resentment, even in loss, you are accumulating blessings for tomorrow. So, if you are losing something precious right now, do not grieve too deeply. See it as a necessary release, opening the door to something brighter, more beautiful, and aligned with your new destiny. Every loss has a purpose. For those with pure hearts, nothing is meaningless. Challenge 4. Betrayal by loved ones, a lesson in unconditional love. Is there any pain deeper than being betrayed by those closest to you? Not strangers, not outsiders, but the people you love, trust, and give your all for, who now cause you pain. It could be parents, children, a spouse, or siblings, those who were once your pillar, your reason for living, now bringing you the most tears. For those with pure hearts, the hurt from loved ones cuts far deeper than anything society can inflict. You let your guard down, you trust fully, you give with all your sincerity. Yet, sometimes, you receive indifference, blame, or even betrayal. You ask yourself, why do they treat me this way? What did I do wrong? The truth is, this challenge is not a punishment. It is a profound lesson that those with good karma must face, the lesson of unconditional love. As long as you expect loved ones to reciprocate, to understand you, or to love you as you love them, you will suffer. The greater your expectations, the greater your disappointment. Suffering often comes not from the event itself, but from the expectations in your heart. The Buddha taught, due to ignorance, beings create karma with one another over countless lifetimes. Meeting as family in this life is not always a blessing, but sometimes an opportunity to repay debts or resolve old grievances. Loved ones may not always be here to support you, but to help you learn the deepest lesson, to love without conditions, to care without expecting return. If you are being hurt by those closest to you, do not think you are unfortunate. You may be settling an old debt or resolving a karmic tie from past lives. You may also be given the chance to transform, to move from selfish attachment to a greater love, like the boundless compassion of the Buddha, loving without distinguishing between close or distant, whether they reciprocate or not. When you overcome this challenge, your heart will feel lighter, free of resentment and suffering from attachment. Your love will become complete and whole. You will no longer need others to understand you, yet you will still understand and love them. You will no longer need others to treat you well, yet you will still live kindly, for your heart no longer depends on others' reactions. If you are living in a cold family with indifferent children or distant loved ones, do not conclude that your life is miserable. You are not alone. You are passing through a karmic test, and if you succeed, your heart will ascend to a deeper, stronger, and brighter state. Great blessings are not about having a perfect family, but about maintaining compassion and inner peace, even in adversity. Challenge 5. Encountering evil people and dead ends. A test of steadfastness and spiritual resolve. There is a strange paradox in life. Those who live virtuously and kindly are often oppressed, envied, or deliberately hindered by malicious people. Despite not competing or doing anything wrong, you find yourself in difficult situations, slandered or betrayed by those you've never harmed. You begin to wonder, why doesn't heaven protect the good? Why do the wicked seem to go unpunished? But when viewed through the lens of deeper karma, this is not injustice, but a test of your steadfastness and spiritual resolve. When you cultivate a virtuous heart, karma does not immediately pave a smooth path for you. Instead, life places you in situations of conflict to see if your kindness is enduring, genuine, or merely fleeting. The presence of malicious people is not to defeat you, but to help you discover your true self. When treated unfairly, can you remain calm? When envied, can you still hold on to kindness? When betrayed, Do you respond with anger or compassion? In these moments, you learn how far your spiritual practice has progressed and whether your heart is truly steadfast. The Buddha never promised that those who follow the path would be spared from suffering. He only taught how to live through suffering without being consumed by it. When you are harmed or obstructed, instead of asking, "Why are they treating me this way?" ask yourself, "Where is my heart wavering? Am I still steady enough to maintain mindfulness and purity?" A lotus does not grow in clear water. It rises from muddy depths. Only in the most unfavorable conditions can the lotus bloom and release its purest fragrance. Similarly, those with spiritual resolve thrive in adversity. Not everyone encounters malicious people, but if you do, it is an opportunity to refine yourself, to make your heart stronger, brighter, and more authentic. If you are facing envy or obstruction from others, do not rush to anger or despair. See them as stones that test gold. True gold fears no fire. A radiant heart fears no slander. It only needs to quietly live rightly and deeply. In time, all that is true will shine forth. Malicious people may exhaust you, but if you keep your heart free of resentment, you are resolving karma in that very moment. If you overcome this challenge, your blessings will be as unshakable as a mountain. In the law of karma, nothing is lost. It simply blooms at the right time. Challenge 6. Delayed success. When blessings are not yet ripe, the flower has not bloomed. Have you ever felt that despite your immense efforts, living virtuously, working diligently, and enduring patiently, the results still don't come? You look around and see those who scheme and manipulate achieving success quickly, while you, though not seeking riches, only wish for a stable, peaceful life. Yet everything remains stagnant and delayed. This is a familiar challenge for those with good karma, the challenge of delayed success. In the law of karma, sowing does not always lead to immediate reaping. Some seeds take a long time to sprout, and some blessings require countless trials to ripen. Those with spiritual hearts often do not reap as quickly as others because their rewards are not just material wealth, but lessons, inner growth, and purification of the soul. If success comes too early, they may lack the wisdom to sustain it, the strength to resist the pull of fame and profit, or the compassion to share it with others. Thus, delay is not a punishment, but an opportunity to cultivate inner strength. When success is delayed, you are forced to hone your patience. You learn to accept, to adjust expectations, and to stay true to yourself even without tangible results. Like a lotus bud yet to bloom, it is not because the lotus lacks the ability to shine, but because its season has not yet arrived. Each flower blooms in its own time. When the conditions for your blessings are met, they will manifest. If you understand this principle, you will no longer feel frustrated or resentful of fate. Instead, you will quietly continue sowing with patience and resolve. Some people may seem to achieve nothing significant for much of their lives, but by their 60s or 70s, their blessings become evident. Devoted children, restored health, a peaceful heart, enlightened karma. They may not have society's loud success, but they possess a quiet fulfillment that others rarely attain. If you feel you are lagging behind, do not lose heart. In karma, late but steady, slow but deep, is always more enduring than what comes quickly and fades fast. Keep living well, living kindly. Every quiet merit you cultivate today is being stored, accumulating, and one day it will bloom at the right time, in the right season, more beautiful than you ever imagined. Challenge 7. Inner turmoil and loss of direction, a sign of a great transformation. There are times in life when you face no major upheaval or clear loss, yet your heart is in disarray. Everything around you seems fine, but inside, you feel empty, adrift, and uninterested in anything. You feel as though you are living but not truly alive. Everything becomes meaningless, tasteless, and unclear. This is the state of losing direction. You no longer know what you want, need, or where you're going. Things that once brought joy no longer hold appeal. Efforts you once pursued now make you question, is it worth it? This feeling leads you to doubt yourself, your choices, and even the law of karma. But dear friend, listen closely. This state is not a sign of failure, but likely a sign that you are on the cusp of transformation. Just as the earth must tremble before a bountiful harvest, your inner world must experience turmoil for a deeper understanding to emerge. For those with good karma, at certain stages of growth, they stop being swayed by external glitter. Their mind naturally turns inward to question what they are truly living for and what holds lasting meaning. Is your heart steady enough when no one comforts you or when nothing is certain? This phase may linger, causing anxiety, but it is a rare gift of awakening. Only when you feel empty do you pause to reflect on your path. Only when external distractions no longer hold you do you begin to touch the deepest parts of your soul. The Buddha taught, the darkest night comes before dawn. When your heart is in turmoil, it is because the old shell is cracking. When everything feels meaningless, it is when you are about to discover what truly matters. When you no longer know who you are about to meet a deeper, stronger version of yourself. If you are in this phase, do not fear. Allow yourself to rest. Grant yourself stillness, and above all, continue to hold a kind heart even amidst the haze. Once you pass through this stage, you will no longer be the same. You will step into a new level of wisdom, where everything becomes clear, steady, and profoundly meaningful. Challenge 8. Repeating old circumstances. When a lesson is not yet learned, the test returns. There are times in life when you feel trapped in a loop. Events seem to follow a familiar script. People come and go. Opportunities appear and vanish. Old wounds, thought to be healed, resurface in new forms. You meet someone new, but they feel eerily like someone from the past. You start a new job, but the same old troubles reemerge. You change your environment, your lifestyle, even dedicate yourself to spiritual practice and good deeds, yet suffering returns as if you haven't moved forward at all. In these moments, you may feel disheartened. You might blame yourself. Am I not good enough? Not lucky enough? Or you may doubt the path you've chosen. I've practiced, lived kindly, endured. Why hasn't my karma let me go? But through the lens of wisdom, this is not punishment. It is a sign that you are entering a deeper stage of karmic learning. The nature of karma is not resolved in a single payment. Like a lesson in the school of life, if you haven't fully understood or completed it, the test will return. Each time, it comes in a more subtle form, with deeper emotions and greater impact, not because you are deficient, but because the lesson demands a higher level of mastery. Just as a gifted student isn't given easy tests, if you're ready, life will present challenges worthy of your potential. You may find yourself in a relationship where you are repeatedly used, misunderstood, or abandoned. Though you've learned to let go and love yourself, have you truly completed the lesson? Have you fully loved yourself? Have you forgiven, opened your heart without expectation, and loved without attachment? If not, the lesson returns not to torment you, but to help you perfect yourself. Similarly, in work or life, you may repeatedly encounter people who break promises, situations lacking transparency, or projects left unfinished. You might think you're unlucky in your career or that fate denies you stability. But in Buddhist teachings, this could be old karma tied to past irresponsibility, broken promises, or harm you caused others. Life isn't against you. It is bringing you back to where you left something unfinished. This repetition is not a closed circle, but an upward spiral if you are mindful enough to see it. Each encounter offers a chance to respond differently, choose differently, and act with a peaceful heart instead of anger. When you change your response, you complete the lesson, and the karma is resolved. The circumstances no longer need to repeat because the debt is cleared. The Buddha taught that every situation is an opportunity for practice. No person or event in your life is random. If you encounter the same type of person or challenge, it is karma's reminder, you haven't finished this lesson. Try again, but this time, do it with a broader, brighter, and more compassionate heart. So, if you find yourself in familiar circumstances, do not blame yourself or life. Reflect on your heart and ask, am I reacting the same or differently this time? Am I still blaming? Am I still clinging? Am I still resisting? If you choose forgiveness over anger, patience over giving up, and understanding over judgment, you are resolving that karmic cycle. Nothing in this life is meaningless. Each repetition is a chance to try again. And when you learn the lesson and pass the test, it will not return. Instead, a new, open, lighter, and more blessed path awaits, like a gift for those who grow through their inner transformation. Challenge 9. The darkest phase before true blessings begin. There is a familiar paradox on the path of spiritual practice and virtuous living. The closer you get to the light, the denser the darkness becomes. The nearer you are to your goal, the more intense the challenges. For those with good karma, just before blessings bloom, they often pass through what feels like the darkest phase of their life. This is a time when everything seems to turn against you. The foundations you've built begin to shake, trusted people turn their backs, work falters, family life grows unsteady, health declines, and finances waver. You've lived rightly, kindly, and with all your heart, yet life cloaks you in a heavy, suffocating gray. You feel lost, drained of energy, and stripped of faith. At times, you may want to give up entirely. The deepest pain comes when you look back at all you've done and see no deserving reward. You might ask through tears, what's the point of living virtuously? What's the use of enduring? Why does practicing goodness bring more suffering? But dear friend, this is not a sign of failure, it is the final transformation. Like the darkest night before dawn, the bleakest phase is when the light is closest. This is when old karma rises fiercely to be resolved once and for all, when your heart faces its final test to see if you can truly hold on to faith, patience, and kindness in any circumstance. In Buddhism, this is called the clearing of the ground before blessings arrive. Like a field that must endure scorching sun, storms, and months of tending before yielding golden rice, those who persevere with faith will reap their harvest. If you are in this gloomy phase, do not give up or think yourself unblessed. Do not compare yourself to others. Keep living rightly, acting with kindness, and maintaining a peaceful heart. Each day you endure brings you closer to the light. When the time and conditions are right, blessings will come quietly but surely. The more suffering you overcome, the greater the blessings that follow. The more you endure in hardship, the stronger your heart becomes in prosperity. Those who pass through this phase not only enter a lighter life but gain the strength to uplift others. They become a beacon for those still walking in darkness. Life is not unjust to those with pure hearts. Blessings do not arrive on a schedule, they come at the right moment, in the right way. When they do, you will understand why you had to endure such trials. Looking back, you will not resent those painful days, for they forged a heart that is more beautiful, profound, and resilient. You are not unfortunate, you are chosen to walk a different path. Conclusion. Dear friend, if you are here, quietly listening to the final moments of this journey, perhaps you carry a silent burden in your heart. It might be an unspoken sorrow, the weariness of years of effort without seeing the light, or a doubt. I've lived kindly, harmed no one, why is my life so fraught with hardship? I want to tell you one thing. You are not alone. Truly, many others, like you, live quietly, endure, and preserve their kindness in a turbulent world. They too have asked the same questions. But do you know? Those who bear such deep suffering are often noble souls undergoing a transformation to receive blessings greater than most. The 9 challenges we've explored are not meant to make you doubt yourself, but to help you realize everything you experience has meaning. No suffering is in vain. No loss is random. No tears shed by a virtuous heart falls without purpose. If you've been misunderstood, felt lonely, suffered loss, or been hurt by loved ones, these are not signs of misfortune. They are signs that you are repaying old karma, completing old lessons, and purifying yourself for a new level of blessings. In Buddhism, there is a saying, Kotan Kam Lai, when suffering reaches its end, sweetness arrives. But sweetness does not follow suffering immediately. It requires a pause, a space for you to process your wounds, for your heart to learn to let go of attachments, and for your wisdom to find light in darkness. We often think blessings are wealth, status, or luck. But the wise understand, the greatest blessing is a heart free of suffering, a mind free of resentment, and the ability to carry inner light in any circumstance. Only when the heart is bright can life shine. Only when karma is resolved can blessings take root. If you are in a dark phase, do not turn back. You may be closer to your destination than you think. It would be a pity to stop just because the final steps are exhausting. Like a mountain climber, the higher you go, the thinner the air, and the harder the steps. But the summit is only a few strides away. Look back at your journey. How many times did you want to give up but kept going? How many times did you think you'd collapse but still rose again? That quiet endurance, that unseen strength, is proof of a blessing quietly growing within you. Those who live with virtue and heart need no fanfare. They are like ancient trees, silently sinking roots deep into the earth. No one sees the roots, but they allow the tree to stand firm through countless storms. You are the same. The kindness, patience, goodness, and gentle words you cultivate today are the roots of a bountiful harvest tomorrow. Blessings do not come instantly or on demand, but they arrive at the right time. When they do, they will heal you in ways nothing else can. You will look back and understand. Those challenges were not to make you suffer, but to shape you into someone worthy of true blessings. Dear friend, if you can, please hold on a little longer. If you're too tired, rest, but don't let go. If it hurts too much, cry, but don't resent yourself. Keep living as you do, kindly, gently, harming no one, and not grasping for what isn't yours. That is the way of the blessed. Though your blessings may not yet be visible, they are growing, quietly moving toward you. And when one day you receive that light, please please remember to turn back and gently take the hand of those still walking in darkness. Having known suffering, you understand the power of a timely word of encouragement. Having known loneliness, you know the strength of a comforting hand. Having been lost, you have the compassion to guide others. True blessings are not just to be enjoyed but to be shared. Those with good karma, once they've overcome their trials, often become a refuge for others. And I believe you will be one of them.